Sergeant of Arms.
Sit down, yeah.
Go ahead, the Sergeant
How
of
are you?
Arms.
I'm Harlan.
I'll be right back.
Mckosato, yeah.
Okay.
Second Fox Nation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
From Oklahoma?
Yeah, Oneida.
Oh.
In fact, didn't we talk about veterans issues? I think I left you a message because I was writing a story about some veterans issues last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oneida
yeah.
Nation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my sister was very good. Sparkly out of Iowa.
Yeah. I got it. In fact, this is a Meskwaki shirt.
Yeah, the color is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
she just finished some beadwork for her grandson.
Oh, okay. I got adopted into the Meskwaki tribe a couple of years ago. Yeah, by the Young Bear family. So.
Oh, okay. Some of them up there in Iowa.
Yeah. So, anyway, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Let's see, I came from Oneida. I'm here as a volunteer to do the Sergeant of Arms, keep peace and order, but they won't give me a taser.
Oh.
But I also do the chair. Main objective is the chair of the Veterans Committee, co-chair.
Right.
Myself and Larry Townsend, who lovely from North Carolina, we've been co-chair now for 8 years. About 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we finally got the Office of Veterans Affairs, the VA, and also we've gotten the Code Talkers recognition finally. All the other Code Talkers.
Other tribes. Now, tell our viewers a little more about that, because everyone, as soon as you mention Code Talkers, a lot of people automatically think the Navajo Code Talkers. They even made a movie out of it with Adam Beach and Nicolas Cage. But I know Gary Robinson, among others, wrote a book. I forget exactly what it's called, but it was to recognize all the other, because there's about 34 tribes.
It ended up with about 33 were at the presentation, but there are 34 because one just called me. And they were wondering why they were left out.
You left us out. What happened?
Yeah. So I had to explain to them, and they wanted to know why NCAI didn't include them. And I told them NCAI just did the framework and we pushed it forward. We weren't responsible for contacting all the tribes because we don't even know.
Yeah.
And myself,
it was secret.
Yeah. And I didn't even know we had 4 Code Talkers in Oneida.
Well, I never knew the Meskwaki had Code Talkers until just recently.
Yeah.
And so, but I think that's a story that needs to be told, and that groups like yours are really at the forefront of getting it out there. So,
when they were told silence, if you had our grandfathers and fathers, when you said keep quiet, they
kept quiet.
And the families didn't even know. Several found out. A lot of the families didn't even know their dad.
And we might even have younger viewers who don't even know what Code Talkers are. So can you explain just a little bit about?
The first Code Talkers started in World War I, and they were the Choctaw. Captain of the infantry had 2, I think, brothers that were Choctaw in his unit. And during World War I, he happened to come across them, and they were talking their language. And he wondered, what are you saying? So he got the idea, I wonder if I could use these guys to defend against the Germans. And he sent one guy over there, and they communicated, and boom, they advanced fast. So then he started recruiting others. They knew other of their tribal members that would talk the language. So then he formed the first Code Talkers, and then they recruited the Comanche. So those were the first 2 Code Talkers of World War I. Everybody thinks they were World War II. No, World War I was the first one. They had them. So when World War II came around, others thought the same thing. So a lot of your other Code Talkers, Cheyenne, Lakota, Oneida, Menominee, whole chunks, you go on and on. There's 34 tribes. So when they asked them, they were mainly in Europe. That's why you didn't hear of them. Europe and Africa. And they went through the Code Talker school. And the Navajo got the recognition because of that big...
just their numbers.
The numbers
that they have,
And they developed a code, where the other ones didn't have a code, but they
just talked in their language.
Right, using a turtle for a tank, or using something like that, to cover that end of it. And so they were mostly Europe and France and Africa. And so nobody really heard about them. And the Navajo are the ones that got most of the recognition.
Well, it was well deserved. It was well
They
deserved.
developed their own.
Yeah.
Unbreakable, really. And so even today, it's still, they haven't figured out how they can do that, how they utilize that today.
I think there may be only one Navajo left. I think.
No, he passed away.
Oh, he
there,
passed
there are
away.
no original 24.
There are no originals. Wow.
The 24 are long gone now, but there are several co-talkers left. So there are some left behind. The young ones keep talking about the Navajo and that, but now they're starting to realize that they're got their big recognition in November, which is great. Because now the kids understand my grandfather helped win the war. So without them, like a lot of them say,
Couldn't have been done.
Couldn't have been done. Yes. So we're always behind. Even in Vietnam, where I served, I could think of one guy that has all kinds of medals. He's Cherokee. Billy walks about. He passed away, and but he was awarded all kinds of medals, but never the Medal of Honor. So that's what we pushed for too. Here today, we started. We had the 50th anniversary.
We're out of
The Vietnam
leaflets.
War.
I'll send you
And again, Native veterans are left out.
and
So
definitely
therefore,
if you can appoint
Well, that's why
somebody
you guys are so
that we
neat.
can work with
And,
and get into
appreciate your time here.
appreciate it too.
Eric
Good to
Nationals
talk to you again.
program
And,
going.
Are you gonna let me in even without my badge?
Maybe it's not the field.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
Okay. All right, Dan. Thank you. That's Dan King, Sergeant of Arms here at NCAI from the Oneida Nation.